Welcome back to Mastering MHA MBA. This is part 3, the final part of chapter 3. We have looked at personal ethics. Now we zoom out to the whole organization. What does a business owe the world around it? Ethics does not stop at the individual. Organizations are powerful. They employ millions, shape communities, and affect the planet. So the question scales up. Beyond making money, what responsibility does a company have to society? That question is the heart of corporate social responsibility, or CSR. Corporate social responsibility is the obligation of an organization to serve both its own interests and the interests of its stakeholders, the wider society it operates in. In short, business does not exist in a vacuum. It owes something to the world that sustains it. So, who are these stakeholders? They are everyone with a direct interest in how the organization performs: employees and customers, suppliers and the owners who invest, regulators and government agencies, and the communities and activists affected by what the company does. CSR means weighing all of them, not just the shareholders. One popular way to measure responsibility is the triple bottom line, sometimes called the 3 Ps: profit, people, and planet. A good decision should be economically sound, socially responsible, and environmentally sound all at once. But here is where it gets contentious. For decades, two views have battled over how much responsibility business should take. One side says a company's only job is profit. The other says business owes far more to society. Let us hear both, because the tension is real and you will have to pick a side. The classical view, argued most famously by Nobel economist Milton Friedman, says management has one job: maximize profit for shareholders. This narrow shareholder perspective sees a single bottom line: financial performance. The worry is that chasing social goals raises costs, dilutes purpose, and gives business too much social power. The socioeconomic view, championed by another Nobel economist, Paul Samuelson, says the opposite. Because businesses hold such vast resources and power, they have an ethical duty to use them well. This broad stakeholder perspective says, create value for everyone, not just owners. And often it pays off in a virtuous circle where doing good actually improves long-run profit. The most modern resolution to this debate is shared value, building social impact directly into business strategy. The idea is not charity on the side, but solving real social problems through your core business model in a way that earns money. When it works, society and shareholders win together. Some take this even further. Social entrepreneurs build organizations where the mission to solve a social problem comes first, and profit is the tool, not the goal. Think of well-known purpose-driven companies like Patagonia, Tom's, and Stonyfield Farm. For them, doing good is not a marketing add-on, it is the business. Of course, companies vary widely in how seriously they take this. There is a spectrum of 4 strategies. Obstructionist firms fight responsibility. Defensive ones do only the legal minimum. Accommodative firms meet society's expectations. And proactive firms lead, going beyond what is required. Where a company sits on that spectrum tells you a lot. And how do we hold them accountable? Through social responsibility audits that grade a firm's social performance, and increasingly through ESG, environmental, social, and governance metrics. What gets measured gets managed. But beware greenwashing, when the marketing of responsibility runs well ahead of the reality. Is this just idealism? The numbers say otherwise. There are now more than 9,000 certified B corporations worldwide, companies legally committed to social and environmental performance. 41% of the world's 2,000 largest firms have set net zero targets, up sharply in just a few years. And nearly 80% of young workers say they want to work for a company that cares about its impact. Purpose has gone mainstream, even as greenwashing remains a real risk. Let us recap part 3. Corporate social responsibility means serving stakeholders, not just owners. The triple bottom line measures profit, people, and planet. Shared value lets a company do good and do well at the same time. And in today's market, a genuine sense of purpose has become a real competitive edge. This builds on our chapter notes from Schermerhorn and Bachrach's Exploring Management, 7th edition, drawing on the stakeholder model and the debate between Friedman and Samuelson, updated with 2025 data on B Corp and corporate net zero commitments. We always show you the sources, and that completes Chapter 3. You now understand workplace ethics, how to stay ethical under pressure, and what businesses owe society. If this series is helping you, subscribe, and we will see you in Chapter 4. Thanks for learning with Mastering MHA MBA.